Dr. Sasmit Patra.
Honorable Deputy Chairman, sir, for giving me this opportunity. Just one clarification I needed from you before I start. This is my second term and technically my maiden speech. So is it a maiden speech or 6 minutes? So
6 minutes.
6 minutes. Okay. Maiden har baar hota hai. No, I'm just pushing my envelope. Thank you so much, sir. I'll be quick. I'll be quick. I have 6 minutes. Firstly, sir, I'd like to thank the Honorable Minister of External Affairs, Dr. Jaishankar ji, for bringing this bill because this is 75 years late. We have been an independent country for 75 years. We're celebrating 75 years of independence. But India never had a domestic law on anti-piracy, on maritime anti-piracy, in fact. So I'd like to thank the Honorable Minister for bringing the law that on the 75 years of Indian independence, we have a law that takes care of it. I'll be quick, sir, and I have been hearing the Honorable External Affairs Minister very intently in his reply in Lok Sabha. And since this bill has come after scrutiny by the Standing Committee, by scrutiny and certain amendments that the Honorable Minister has been very kind enough to adopt in the Lok Sabha, so many of the aspects, including the title of the bill, has also undergone change. So firstly, I have a quick pointer on the bill, Proviso 4. On Proviso 4, which deals with the punishment for attempt to commit piracy, it says, whoever attempts to commit the offence of piracy abets or conspires for such a thing, an imprisonment clause for a term which may extend to 10 years, with or without fine has been mentioned, rightly so. The second Proviso 5 says, whoever participates, organizes, or directs other persons to participate in an act will be imprisoned for a period which may extend up to 14 years. So while both may seem different, at times the overlap of law and the evidence that is gathered over a period of time during a certain trial might, in a way, put out a grey area where there needs to be further clarity. So I hope the Honourable Minister in his reply will clarify in terms of Proviso 4 versus Proviso 5, what is the fine line that will demarcate what applies to Proviso 4 and applies to Proviso 5. Let's come to Proviso number 8, the designated court. Honourable Minister, again very rightly, and has also made an amendment, if I am correct, that the central government will also consult with the Chief Justices of the concerned high courts for undertaking this designated courts. My concern, Honourable Vice Chairman, Deputy Chairman, sir, is that when we go through the designated courts and the courts may get us a speedy trial, it will again go through the process of judicial appeals. It will again go through the judicial appeals of a high court, a Supreme Court, and we have seen number of times, especially when there was those Italian Navy people who were arrested in Kerala and kept there, that it generates a lot of interest. At the same time, the trial process can also be pretty lengthy. Apart from that, the judicial review process, the judicial appeal process could also extend. And many a times, if they are from a person from a foreign origin, their consulates also get associated with it. They also start sending their legal help. So it complicates matters. So in this case, though we have a structure, how is the Honourable Minister hoping to navigate through this entire process of judicial appeal, even if we have very efficient courts that are going to be designated? The third aspect, Honourable Deputy Chairman, sir, relates to the issue of the jurisdiction. If I'm correct, and again I hope I stand corrected, that the designated court will try offences committed by a person in the custody of Indian Navy or Coast Guard, regardless of the nationality, a citizen of India, a resident foreign national in India. Further, the court will not have jurisdiction over offences committed on a foreign ship. Now, is that correct, or do I stand corrected? I think that is something that I will look forward to the Honourable Minister to talk about. The presumption of guilt, Honourable Minister has already mentioned in Lok Sabha. I had gone through it. I do not want to again ask him to repeat on the presumption of guilt. That has been very clearly identified. One critical area regarding the death penalty has also been dealt with by the Honourable Minister earlier. So I do not want to repeat it, but it's a good thing that the death penalty has not been made a mandatory clause. Now there has been a if or but that has come in. In terms of coming towards issues, I would like to quickly come towards the issues. I do not have much more to speak about it. In terms of India, and what is it doing in the maritime security, and why this bill is important? Let me talk about it. Certain concerns I had, and I shared with the Honorable Minister. The security and growth for all, the Sagar policy of the Government of India, has been proactive in terms of India's role as a net security provider in the Indian Ocean region. Now, this bill will really help in terms of helping us to bridge this gap of only 12 nautical miles into 200 nautical miles. My only request to the Honorable Minister would be that though we have this EEZ that we talk about, the 200 nautical miles, what happens between 1200, those 12 nautical miles, and the 200 nautical miles, and whether this bill is 200 nautical miles plus the 12 nautical miles, which is 212 nautical miles, or is it a total of 200 nautical miles from the coast of India? That is a clarity I would seek from the Honorable Minister. Coming to the closure, sir, I've just got a minute. I will not take more than that. I realize the pressures that we have. Indian Navy has participated very robustly as part of a UNSC mandated 60-country contact group on piracy off the coast of Somalia. And we've got excellent relationships in terms of this kind of concern. My concern stems from Chinese aggression on the critical sea lanes in the South China Sea. Now, this, though, may not directly impact the bill per se, because we have a 200 nautical mile extension, but internationally, when Indian vessels travel across international waters, it needs to be also taken care of. I'll not take more time. Thank you for your time. Thank you.
Thank you. Many Sadhyagan, please, message from Lok Sabha.